Can you hear that? Do you hear that? Shh, listen. It's the sound of success. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Let's take a look at what's happening here for Bitcoin. Hope you're having a wonderful, absolutely just positive-filled day here on this gorgeous Sunday. We had a blast yesterday. We made gains trading on a Saturday. When I make gains on a Saturday, it's like, hey, I'll take it. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Let me see if my tie is a little off here. Hold on now. I got to use you guys as a mirror here. Hey, it looks all right. Looks okay. Everything looks cool. Got a really weird looking look today, putting gray and brown together. I never did that, so I'm trying to see how it works. Looks like it changes the color of the green screen. I don't even know what color this tie is. I'm colorblind. People don't know that. I do the best I can on ensembles. I hope they're always correct. You know what I mean? I think they're right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. All right, so let's break down BTC. I got a trade on weeks open right now. It's down 51 bucks. Another one is down a very small amount, just very little trades. They're not big. We want to add to them. If this continues to consolidate, we add to it. If we get stopped out, then so be it. The odds here are two scenarios that you're looking for, you want to be aware of. The first one could be this possible right shoulder that could break you down. All right, that's what you have to kind of be aware of. But what's more likely from my years of back testing is we're going to make ourselves a nice little flag here and then possibly continue further to the upside. This is the bullish scenario. This is how the bulls will play. They'll keep above the 200 MA. The 21 will cross, touch price action, and we'll get a move. How do I know this? This is how price action works. Okay, it was crazy that they faked this flag out. To this day, I can't believe it. 90% of the time, a flag like that will play out. They took my model and played me like a fiddle. However, we were not played by this because I'm a head and shoulder guy, and we knew that was a head and shoulder. We knew to short when you lose the 200 MA on the 4-hour time frame, and there's gains to be had there. Anyway, my students know the deal. They know how to use the 200 MA. If you're still getting wrecked, if you don't know what you're doing, if you're not making enough money in this market, you're not able to pull money out of the market consistently, like you can't use your leverage account to actually make money, then you need to get an education, okay? You do. It just is what it is. It's time for you to get an education. It's time for you to change the way you've been trading, all right? Yeah, you got to stop doing the same thing you've been doing over and over again if you want to make a change. You can't keep doing the same thing with the same information. You've got to change the information in your brain. You got to reprogram your mind. You're programmed a certain way right now to trade a certain way. I got to reprogram you to trade a different way. I can do that, but you got to let me in. You got to let me reprogram your subconscious mind. I have to tinker with your wiring. I'm doing it right now, attempting to get you moving, to get you thinking, to get you changing your transitional awareness so you're ready to make that move. Let's take a look here at the weekly time frame and break it down and do our top-down analysis like we do every single day. I do this every single morning for the lifers, 7 in the morning, somewhere between 5 and 7 in the morning, every single weekday. The weekdays are crucial. The weekends are slower. We can get up a little later. We can mosey on in. We don't have to be as crazy, and that's good. That's the point of the weekend. So you can be voracious on the weeks. You know what I mean? But there's no days off. Last Sunday was one of the biggest shorts we could have ever taken, and it was a beautiful short to the downside. It was gorgeous. So mind you, all right, one thing here I am looking at on Beat2Nex, this does look somewhat like a shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. That looks like a shoulder, head, right shoulder. That looks like an M pattern. Seeing some bearishness right there. That looks like a head and shoulder too. So just, I don't know. I'm not trying to say I know what's going to happen, but it just doesn't look amazing, right, for the morning. But we'll pause from there. The weekly still looks beautiful in the bull flag. All right, it could still break down. If it breaks down, it will break down the length of this, and it'll go straight down. Okay, what you also have to be somewhat weary of is like, is this a shoulder? Is this a shoulder? Is this a head? Are we going to make some type of right shoulders here and then dump to the downside? I'm open-minded. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. I'm just open-minded. I'm a chess player looking at the chess guy on the other side, the guy on the other side of the table. And I'm saying, what are the 10 things he can do? I said, these are the 10 different things this guy can do against me. I want to be ready for them all. See, most people can't handle that. Their brain can't handle the capacity of multi-moves. They can't live in a multi-transitional universe. They need to have things set in one way. I go to my work. I get in my car. I get out of work. I come home. I drink my beer. I do my drugs. I go to sleep. I do the same thing over and over again. You know what I mean? That's America. Whether it's a pharmaceutical, or it's a street drug. Most Americans are, doing their thing. So that's it. That's the lifestyle. Over and over again. No investing, no learning about money. They watch my channel, watch me talk like this. They think oh, look at that guy, the way he talks. What a scammer. Get rid of him. You know what I mean? Everybody's a liar. Nobody can help you. And I had that mentality. I did. It wasn't as bad as detailed, but, I didn't believe anyone could help me online. I thought everyone online was a scammer. Yeah, if you were online, you were a scammer to me. You were selling garbage, and I didn't need you in my life. You know what I mean? Now it's funny because I know information about the charts. Like, I know it because I got it. Like, I know some things, and I know I teach people things that help them trade. And I get the testimonials, and people write me. People meet me and hug me and cry and say, if I don't know what happened if I never met you. Like, it's life-changing what I've already done. I've already known that. God has already shown me the window that we've opened together through this channel. But the idea is, when you change someone's life in that sense, it makes you realize that it is worth giving back your life to others. You know what I mean? It's worth it. It's worth it. And if the monetary rewards will follow to keep you in line and all that, but when you meet the people and they talk to you in that way, right? And so when I'm trading, I'm not ever telling you, hey, this is exactly what's going to happen. I'm looking at all the possible scenarios so we can be ready for anything. And that's what people that's what people love about this channel, the consistency and the ability to see what's possible. And then I do maximize. Like, I do trade, I execute on the probabilities. So let's get back to brass tacks. I know nothing but the vast amount of my own ignorance. Bitcoin's looking pretty interesting. Coming back down to the 618 golden pocket, pretty dang close. It actually is when I make it from this wick here. It wicked into the golden pocket. It looks beautiful. I mean, that's a retracement. So I like what I'm seeing. And then we got hidden bullish divergence on the weekly time frame. I've been showing this every day for weeks on end, really since about right here. And I did say, hey, that's the one thing about hidden bullish. We could slip down, we could extend this. Remember, I did this the other week, and I said, hey, what if we get rejected and we fall one more time? We get rejected here, we fall down one more time, and we test. That could happen, everybody. We still wouldn't test support. We could close the candle somewhere at like 73.6. Then we could make our way on out of here. So they could still liquidate. That's why I don't long until we get above the daily 200 MA. I've learned my lessons now. Because once you get above there's too many bots to overthrow the precision. And then if you fail, basically what will happen is you'll lose like the 1 hour 200 MA or the 15. And that'll tell you that the daily's likely not going to make it, and you get out on the smaller time frames. If they get back in, you'll find a flag, you can get back in, and then so I use the smaller time frames to ping pong my long-term entries. And when I do that, man, I'm dang spot on when I come to my long-term entries. So like, I don't get into a big trade unless there's like, for me, about a 90% chance I'm going to win that puppy, man, because based off all the little mini parameters. And again, I could still lose. There's no guarantees. But this is years of fine-tuning. 7 days a week. No days off. You can too, if you want a life that's amazing. Look, I'm going to buy this boat called Skyfall, all right? Why? Because, you know what? I could commission another one, get a new one and all that. But this boat is a known yacht that people will see, oh, that's the guy who owns Skyfall. This is only a $27.5 million yacht sitting in Florida right now. If I put my mind to it, if I conceptualize this idea, I can own that boat. And you know what I'll do is I'll commission it, and what we'll do is we'll have people rent it out for a week, 2 weeks at a time. We'll have a crew, and I'll get it to break even, something like that. They make the payment. So what you do in a boat like this is you put 7 million, 10 million down. You don't buy 27. You put 10 million down. You finance the rest. You see what I'm saying? And then you have, people basically run it to break even or make a profit. That's how you got to run it, man. Skyfall, baby. So this is my new desktop. And, my dream, if your dreams don't make regular people laugh, then they're just not big enough. I bet you a bunch of people watch my stream right now and thought I was pompous, rude. How dare he talk about a yacht that size? Why does he have to be so full of himself? It doesn't matter. I don't care what people think of me. I want to inspire someone out there. If I inspire someone, but everyone else hates, then I got that one person to move, man. That's what matters. I'm connecting out there to the frequency that I am envisioning. So where's your goals? Put them on your desktop. Look at them every single day. That's a big order right there for me to, you know what I mean? But why can't I get there? If I took myself from 3 subscribers to 100,000, then I can get from where I'm at right now to $27 million yachts, man. It can happen. For sure it can happen. I must believe these things are possible. Otherwise, what's the point? Anyway, let's get back in. I wanted to inspire you there. So the weekly looks good to me. I like what I'm seeing on the weekly. The 5-day looks interesting too. 5 days got a bullish engulfing candle. Things are starting to level up. I like what I'm seeing. All right. Let me pop out this chat. I've been deep into the chart here and see what's happening on the weekend. Sunday. Happy Sunday. Apologize for my previous super chat. It's not yet Easter Sunday here in the Philippines. I meant Palm Sunday. No worries. God bless you, Supamaku. No worries, man. Never apologize for being amazing. God bless you. Thank you so much for your love and your inspiration. Okay, so the 5-day chart looking nice. Let's take a look at our 3-day chart. So our 3-day chart finally closed that beautiful candle. And now we have 3 days to the next candle. And it closed bullishly. It did. And we had that wonderful double bottom on the 3-day that held at 78,430 for Bitcoin. But there's some trouble in paradise. We're at the top of resistance. Some could say we made it out. It's a breakout. If you go by like the stock market and they use the wickage, we could say, it hit a resistance on the 3-day chart. And look, there's major resistance right here at 87,350, and we couldn't even get there. So you got to be careful. This could be a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. This could dump on you. We could still be seeing this 3-day 200 MA. 65,000 could be coming. I don't want anyone to be overly bullish here. I want you to be on your toes at all times. So I know I told you something you didn't want to hear, but if the 3-day candle closes basically a tweezer top like such, and a red candle next to a green candle, that's not going to be fun. We're not looking for that. Same thing here with the daily. It almost looks like we're going to have to come and make this right shoulder. We got our left shoulder. We got a head. Looks like the daily may have to make a right shoulder here, pull back a little bit for Bitcoin. And honestly, it could pull all the way back down to the bottom of the channel too. Do not be surprised if you see 74.9 one more time. You have to be open-minded for this. Please see both scenarios and be okay with it. Be like, okay, I could short down there and make some gains and be happy. Everyone's always afraid of the down period. That's how we make money. We made beautiful money on that short last Sunday, just a week ago, on the 5th of April, right? It is right here. And now it is the 13th, the 7th of April right there. 6th of April, Sunday the 6th. And boom, remember we opened up that short on the live, head short, and bang, what a beautiful short to the downside. So we nailed it. So we may get another one. Be open-minded to whatever can happen, and be open-minded that the charts will provide the guidance to see it. Yeah, you're getting overbought on these time frames. You got yourself in a bit of a rising wedge. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. So this could break down here somewhere to this key level. That's why I'm not in a big heavy trade right now. I'm definitely in a light trade. We did really good this week. I'm not giving back my gains. Shoulder, head, can you make the right shoulder? It continued to dump somewhere down here to 78,866, right? Key resistance, I don't know, you know what I mean? It just, that doesn't look amazing. Again, we could still be bullish. I'm going to show you how and why. But let's be open-minded that things aren't going to play out perfectly, just in case they don't. You got to have a plan for both scenarios here. To me, it looks like it may have breached the trend line. If we're really, really cautious, let's flip that trend line. I mean, that is a trend line. You can see it's clearly defined. I almost feel like it broke out there. Bearish retest. So, and if you lose the 200 MA, you know what's going to happen. Just like this, we're going to drop down. So our bullish scenario is somehow, some way, and I was looking for this yesterday, but we didn't, that's why at the last minute on the live yesterday, remember, I cut off that trade. I said, doesn't look amazing for a Sunday night. So we could consolidate. So here's our two scenarios. We consolidate and we pump. The 21 crosses the 200 and it's all lovely. We pump up somewhere to the target here at 92K. I mean, that would be absolutely amazing, right? The bear scenario is we make some type of right shoulder here. You can see how we have basically, 60% of the pattern. We have the shoulder, we have a head, we have a right shoulder that could definitely dump to the downside here for Bitcoin. So, you know, what I'm looking for, where we're going to be tonight at 8 p.m., I do this fun thing where I put a green box at 8 p.m. tonight of where we're going to be. That's going to be at 20. And 20 is right there, 8 p.m., right? So I got to move this over. You got to make it big to move it, but yeah. So there is, no. So, yeah, 20 is 8 o'clock. If 24 is 12 o'clock. Agreed, right? Yeah. Now let's just zoom in here. Making sure I'm on the line, you see. And I want to make it real small, like as small as almost the candle can fit. So where will we be tonight at 8 p.m. when I show up for Bitcoin? And I put this green box, and this is just a fun game. Again, things will change, and like we might make a right shoulder, and then I'm in the shorted. And you say, but you put the green box there, Sam. But if you're in my trading group, you're going to know that I'm going to change position. You know, we don't know what's going to happen. That's why, see, rookies think, hey, but you were short the lot. You know, they don't get it. And I don't need to explain myself. A real trader understands that I'm giving you all the parameters possible, and we're going to take whatever we see as the highest probability play. So where do I see us today? I'm going to go here and say that we go sideways. We luckily come up, we go right, we go left, we go sideways. And when I show up tonight, we're just somewhere here in the tight channel. This is what I want, right? So likely scenario is we kind of start to break down, right? And we could be down here. I mean, we got some time. Actually, that's got to be tomorrow, Wednesday. Sorry, I'm so off right now. I was about to be like, that's too long. I looked at the 4 hour. I thought I was in the 1 hour time frame. Please forgive me. Sunday at 12 p.m. where we're going to be. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Yeah. Forgive me there. So honestly, if we're bearish or bullish, it doesn't seem to matter. It looks like we will be getting a bounce. And I'll shrink this up too. But yeah, we're getting this bounce here. 20 right here. Yeah, 20 hours right there is 20. Yeah. I like to put that right there. So there. So I say we get a bounce, and then we even start making the right shoulder, or we kind of, we do, or we just start consolidating. So it looks like we're going to bounce today. After dumping most of the night, you can see that we could get a bounce here back to the upside and get a bit of a move. Here we go. So here's our day, what we want to look for on the day. See, now I'm giving you some deep insight. Watch this. So you definitely, look, you kind of made a shoulder ahead of right shoulder. You made a shoulder ahead of right shoulder there. You kind of lost the neckline. You dumped. You end up in this kind of falling wedge type of situation on the 15-minute time frame. Measured move is the base. Could you break back up to the upside here for Bitcoin? And so if the 15-minute loses the 200 MA, you close a candle below this yellow line right here that we're on. You see how we just touched this yellow line? Why did we touch it like that? That's how price action works. It literally will sit on a moving average. That's why I use moving averages so much, because they tell such a story, and it's really amazing when you look at what's happening. So the deep dive here. Now what we're looking for is, can we go shoulder, head, and right shoulder back to the upside to get somewhere through this gap and into my green box, right? So you're looking for some type of, and this isn't amazing. And it's likely going to be choppy most of the day in low volume. It's not like last Sunday where I saw a massive move coming, because that's what the charts told me last Sunday we were about to get a dump. We happened, So Yogi is back, about to steal our honey. The Bears. So watch out if we lose that 200 MA. If we make a right shoulder, so look for the shoulder, head, possible right shoulder here. All right, I'm warning you. Again, we come down here, we'll get a bounce off the 200, we go sideways, and we end up right here. That's going to be the long. You see what I'm saying? Like, I already can see the likely long based off the targets of the charts. Amen. We nailed the long yesterday. Remember, we showed up yesterday, and I saw this yesterday. Just like I'm seeing that, I saw this. And I said, look for this to make a right shoulder and pump. This is life or vision, man. We could see it going up before it even happened. Like, we saw this before it happened, and we knew the Stokes would probably reset. We get a bigger move to the upside. When the Stokes are low and the moving averages are tight, I'm in like swimwear, baby. And then we're going to get the pump to the upside. We called this yesterday. Whoever took the trade with me made nice gains. You don't need a lot on the Saturdays just to get pumped. That's all we needed. Crypto Billy nailed it. He even messaged me. He said, I took it and I hit it. Thank you, Sammy. A lot of pressure when Billy takes the hit, because I'm like, he's got to hit. When Billy's like, yo, I took the trade, I'm like, it's straight better hit, man. You know what I mean? But seriously, better hit for Billy, man. Guy left flowers at my dad's wake, brother. Unbelievable. Knew me for he met me like 5 days prior, found out that my dad had passed. Found the florist, sent the flowers. I see the flowers, I'm like, wow, these are beautiful, in front of my dad's casket. And, it's weird, man. My dad's face was all bloated. They made him look like Pepe. Like, that's not what my dad looked like. You know what I mean? Like, I still can't believe my dad passed away. I miss him so much. So, can we hold the 15-minute tour to May? That's the question. You know what I mean? That's the key question there. And you can see, it's always a coincidence for me when you lose a POC, and like there's a POC right here, resistance, bounce, right, and the 200 MA. So if you lose that, I mean, so just please don't be surprised if we do see an $80,000 Bitcoin. Maybe we could definitely get a move to the downside. We're at a crucial point here on a Sunday. So even though it's Sunday, people think they don't have to pay attention to price action. I mean, you lose this area, you make the right shoulder, you drop. It changes the entire week. You go sideways, you get ready for a pump, right? So let's take it in the next 10 hours. You go sideways, you end up down here at 80K. Think about it. Now you got to work yourself back to 84,000 with the next bit of bullish liquidity that you get. You go sideways here, we get that same bullish liquidity. That $4,000 takes us back to 89,000, 90K. Same bit of bullish liquidity, not the same outcome throughout the week. So we got to really see what happens here crucially on the 15-minute time frame. This is big boss style. And that's why we got 1,153 people here on a Sunday morning, because they know how important it is to pay attention to price action. Hey, Sammy, hope you're good, brother. Took the same trade you took yesterday and made some good gains. Shout out to New to Crypto. Shout out to Danny Hollywood. Shout out to Lasers Go Pew Pew. Shout out to Brett 2 Cents. Shout out to Mind Slime. Shout out to Fahid Hussein. Shout out to No Name. I can't be crying this early in the morning. Shout out to Lasers. I know I held it in too, man. Let's not go there. Some days it's just not worth going there when it comes to the pain, you know. Cooler day here in Sarasota, 63 degrees. Usually not that cool, you know. Love you all. God bless everybody here. The best of the best. Let's take a look if anything held its ground last night here in crypto. Orca was the one. See if Orca's still holding it down right now. Wolf, Bitcoin still holding it down. My $84,000 buy a month ago. Imagine that. I've been holding Bitcoin now I had to put 84 grand down and sit. Spot buying is not easy. Everyone acts like it is. You know what I mean? They act like leverage trading's hard. Imagine putting $84,000 in Bitcoin a month ago and watching it do what it's been doing. You cannot I don't care about money. I care about energy, frequency, vibration. I care about staking to the plan. The plan is to continue to buy Bitcoin no matter what, as long as the fear and greed is as long as the fear is pretty high. We went to a 10. I felt like I had to buy some BTC. It was what it was, right? So we go from there. There we go. That's even better. You know, when I can see the screen in the back there or whatever. There we go. Now it's perfect. That's perfect. Like, absolutely perfect. Yeah, you can't beat that. Can't beat that. So I got to mimic my entire studio. I'm moving to another place for 2 months this summer. I spend 2 months in a summer home, like in a summer community. It's really nice. But I got to move. I got to duplicate the entire studio. Yeah. And I got to get things going. And it's just a lot of pressure, man. And that's great, though. Without pressure, what is life? It's going to be fun building the new studio. It's going to be fun living my childhood past with my kids, showing them the world that I grew up in, and teaching them the lessons of life that I was taught throughout, you know, and the blessings that I was given in my life, man. My dad was an amazing person. My mom was an amazing woman. May you learn from them through me of how amazing they were. So, very, very gutsy call here if we bounce off the 200 MA on the 15. We called one of these, remember that day here? The bounce off the 200 MA on the 15. Where was it? It was on the live stream. It was unbelievable. Where is that puppy? Right there. I don't know if you remember. I was like, you're a legend if you buy right now. And man, that was one of the greatest calls ever made on the live. We got to dig that up, Sean, and show people that one. That was on the live stream on Tuesday, the first Tuesday. I was in the vineyard too. I didn't expect, when you're traveling, I'm like, I just got to get through these streams. And next thing you know, there's some of the greatest streams ever. And I'm like, see, always be positive, Sam. Just because you're traveling and your head and in your mind doesn't mean the stream was, So I always tell everybody, get out of your mind. Believe the greatest things are happening, and they're going to happen. Keep a positive attitude. Believe that things are going to happen. You're special. Good things are going to happen to you. Why not? How come you don't deserve amazing things? You do. So look, this is no good. Losing the 200 MA here is not a good sign. That's a bearish sign for me. This looks kind of shoulder, head, shouldery. This whole thing looks like a massive head and shoulder pattern even from here. Look at this. I just saw this in my mind. I'm just giving you what my subconscious mind's putting down, but this is complex head and shoulder-esque. Looks like it may break down to the downside. Losing the 200 MA is a bearish sign on the 15-minute time frame. Look, we're already dumping here. And a point of control. I gotta say, this rising wedge looks like it's gonna break to the downside. Bitcoin looks like it may start to dump here. Looks like a short's in order, back down to 82,134. Let's take a look. I'm going to leave the charts alone. It's Sunday. Sunday, I spend the days with my girls. It's dedicated to my daughters. We have an Easter egg hunt today in the community. So when I end this stream, I'm going to take my daughters to a lunch. I'm going to have a good time. Hi, beautiful. Come say hi. Come bring me the bells and say hi. You look so wonderful. You're just a breath of fresh air. This is my lovely wife. My lovely wife. She's really sweet. Really cute, too. Hi, cutie patootie.
Are we ready to go?
I love you. I love you more. Who loves each other more? I love you so much. Man, that's my wife, man. She's a blessing. Please don't get too excited. I know. Calm down. Shout out to everybody here on the live. But I wouldn't be the lifer if I didn't have a gorgeous wife. I mean, come on, let's get real. Supermodel wife, man. I always said I was going to marry a supermodel. I told her that, man. I told her that. Yeah. So funny. Jay Bella. Sam, help me calculate the value of the... I don't know what he's saying, man. BB for the win. I've been looking at other lives. Funny. Keeping up with the lifers. Winning. Sam, my brother, miss you and your family. Shout out to Trey, Brother Farms. God bless you, my friend. God bless you. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're doing well. You gotta come visit in Florida whenever you get a chance, man. I'll send you the flight. No worries. I got you, brother. Just let me know when you want to come. Jacuzzi nights, steak dinners, cigars. I'll treat you like gold, man. I tell everyone, if you hang out with me, I treat you like gold. You get treated the best if you hang out with me. All right? Because God wants you to be treated the best, and I'm going to make sure you get treated that way. The move is extracted and already uploaded live. Link sent to you. You're the best, man. God bless you. Sean's like, we done did it already. You're the best, man. Yeah. You're a G-lifer, yeah. We're going to catch the fallen knife. I don't know. So I see a short here for Bitcoin. I do. And we could see it, right when I started kind of making up the day here and seeing what was happening. And now we're losing the point of control and a 200 MA. Whenever I've seen that, we usually go down to the next high volume node. 82,146 looks likely for Bitcoin. I like what you're saying, official Gemcast podcast. Yeah. Exactly. You're a G-lifer. God bless you. Thank you. Someone writes, I'm angry. I invested 9,000 in educating myself and learning new skills, residential services, business, and crypto. Hey, you're doing the best. If you're investing in yourself, then you're doing what you got to do for your life. on these beautiful Sunday mornings. All right. So Bitcoin's got to get back above the 200 MA, and it's got to do it sooner than later. There's a good chunk of liquidity here. It might hold us down, but no go, right? And you got to see this started when the 5-minute lost to 200, when the 1 minute lost to 200 MA. And now, look, you could not get back above it, too. Resistance. If my model played out, we take a long. If no model plays out, no go, right? So do I bail from my longs now here on weeks? Might as well. I don't know. We'll see. They're small longs with not a lot out there, so... But I may. We didn't lose the 200 on the 4 hour yet. The whole idea is if we lose the 200 on the 4 hour, then we are wrapped. But the 21 was supposed to crush this, not curve like that. So, you see, this could have changed. In the last 8 hours, I was looking for green candle until start a consolidation. Not a head starting to be formed. See, now the right shoulder. But if that didn't happen, there was no head and shoulder at all. You see, these two candles changed the structure that changed my subconscious mind because I've watched so much price action. So I can flip. I can see when things aren't what they are supposed to be. You got to be able to do that. And I keep my phone on me. You have access to the internet really around the world. Anyone can say, I'm too busy and all this stuff. Then you're just not focused on your money. That's fine. You can make excuses for not being focused on your money. That's okay. I made money yesterday. You see what I'm saying? I had some risk to give back, so even if I'm down right now, it's not a big deal. And a chance we bounce, a chance we get back above this 15. There's a chance we come right back with a vengeance here for Bitcoin. So I'll still stick with what I'm willing to lose, and I'll go from there. Yeah. Price action looking like Sunday, Monday. It was just before Bitcoin mooning. When my avalanche goes up, I'm going to buy a mansion in Florida and live like a king. I can't wait to see all the lifers that come soon for sure. Need a vacation for sure. Yeah, because I'm going to Dubai April 17th to the 27th. Then I'm going to Vegas May 27th to the 30th. Then probably like June 2nd or something, I fly to the vineyard. So there's some pockets of time. So I would like to get you to come through. Like right now, this week is open. I have 2 weeks right now before I leave to Dubai. And then we have May 7th to the 20th. And then we have another 20 days. So you got those pockets of time for whenever you want to come. I got nobody coming and it's open for you. I use Mexico Senka, my man. Shout out to Rave Song Records in the house. God bless everybody here on the live. Reliable Crypto Billy knows the deal. What a nice man to say that. Blessings. So, it looks bearish if we can't get back above the 200 MA. Would I short? Would I long? I just keep it cool on a Sunday. But it does look more bearish than bullish. We're starting to kind of see the scenario. The rising wedge can break to the downside. We got to see it for what it is. This is a rising wedge. You see it? Again, we're above the 200 MA in the 2 hour. We're above it on the 1 hour nicely and above it on the 4 hour. So unless we break the 4 hour, then that's going to spell disaster. If we can kind of bounce here, then, there's a chance that my previous projection plays out. We get the bounce here and we end up getting tight. So anyway, we'll go from there. My wife came in to get me off the stream. So God bless everybody here on the live. Oh, one thing I want to look at, was anything in the last 24 hours. Also, helium making a big move. 40%. Onyx just continued to rip. Congratulations to anyone that got into XEN like we did in the dumpage. That's the only coin I added. It's the only coin I added. Insane. Right? Was XEN and it ripped. And XDC up too. Fed up 26%. You can see movement in these altcoins, just the ones that matter though, not all the hot ones. Even Floki, Flare. We talked about Flare. SWE is really a buy at $2. Every time it comes to $2, it's a scooper. I've been buying SWE. Caspa bouncing from 5 to 7, 4 at least, up 23% too. So you can see a lot of people took advantage of the lows. 129 for, Solana. So people took advantage of the lows and they scooped up these low prices. And they're making it simple for the guy that's been, not simple, but you got to do what you've been doing I've been doing this for 15 years. I buy the lows. It's very simple. You buy the lows, you wait a few years, you make it through. If you have patience, conviction, and you know what you're buying, again, I'm not a financial advisor, but usually that's played out for me. A couple times I've had to bail out the wrong time because I've overextended, but it's been like twice, man. So. And Deep Book Protocol booming to the upside. We talked about Deep. We went over it. I said how much I like Deep. I said it's looking like it's double bottoming here. And Deep ripping from 5 back to 7.6. And that's a 50% gain for Deep. And now you see Deep above the 200 MA on the 4-hour. And so really all we need is to wait. Price action could come convincingly down, or it could still rip up here and then make the flag when the 21 comes into price action. See, it's not about buying whenever you want. And it's not about, I could have got here and then I went up there, I missed that. No. It's about situational awareness. It's about where I get in here, I get out there. I don't care what the price is. You see what I'm saying? It's market structure. It's price action. When I say I trade price action, not the price. For instance, I would tell you I'm waiting for this right shoulder to get made, and I'm going to get at the right shoulder with a stop loss here. I don't know what the heck it doesn't even matter what the price is to me. And then I want to make the measured move of the inverted head and shoulder, and then start thinking of getting out when we hit the 200. If we break the 200, boom. Situational awareness, price action. Who cares what the price is? I get in there, I sell there. That's what this structure is going to do. Trading market structure, trading price action. Not getting so caught up in the news, not getting caught up in all this. It's technical analysis all day long, baby. I don't need to know the asset. I don't need to know a dang thing. I need to know if it has volume. I like to see what it is a little bit so I can, I know Deep's connected to SWE. I know SWE's getting volume. I know Deep's going to get volume. So, there you go. Common sense. Bing, bing. Right? You get the light bulb over the dome. But shoulder, head, right shoulder is supposed to break out 68% of the time. That's an inverted head and shoulder. I trade it. I'm a simple guy. This is an M pattern with a lower high. You short it. There's a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder right there. It is what it is. Double top theories. Trade market structure, price action, stop stressing price. Maybe that makes sense. I don't know if it does, but I hope it does. Everybody, I love you. I would stay away from all coins. I wouldn't get too crazy. There's a few that I like that I've been talking about. Ondo, SWE, SEI. All right? Maybe a little render, some FET. The coins that I hold, I think are spot on. Everything else right now, a little weak. Ohm has also been one of the strongest coins in the game. Every time there's something moving, Mantra Dowd as well. But look at it. Below the 200 MA on that 4. Getting a little sloppy here. Also, they didn't have it on MEXC until February. So it's new on MEXC. I don't know. It doesn't look too good right now. Been dipping since 6.8. I got to actually look at it on a different chart because it's in an uptrend on the other charts, like the Binance chart, the KuCoin chart, right? The CoinX chart. So you could be deceived if you don't know what chart you're looking at. But again, shoulder, head, kind of right shoulder, almost descending vibes in a way. That could slump. Not saying it's bearish for sure. It's oversold in the 4. Look at your daily time frame. Daily it looks like you're making a bull pennant over time, but it looks like you'll come down and possibly get 565 one more time. This thing is hot though. You would expect it to eventually get a nice breakout. 1128 is possible. But just, when all coins are high, you're going to see me going hard on all coins. And I'm going to be all over them. Until then, I'm going to be trading Bitcoin mainly, cautiously going over the markets, DCAing at the right times. See, I'm still making moves. See, you always have to be making a move. Me personally, either I'm stashing capital, waiting for the next bigger move, which is a move, or I'm DCAing into coins that matter, which is a move. I may not be hardcore trading leverage. I may not be making big, huge swing trades, right? No 20K a day like when the market's ripping, but we're still taking advantage. I'm like, these are opportunities. I know there's an opportunity right now. So right now there's an opportunity in the market. Whether you realize it or not, there is an opportunity in the market right now. There's a coin that's at a good price that if I buy it and I hold it, again, I don't know what you do. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. But if I buy and hold that coin, and I stick to my guns, stick to my conviction, it's likely going to pay me. And if I sell at the right time without being greedy, right? So there is an opportunity right now, and I'm telling you where I believe it is. Whether you believe it or not is up to you. If you don't believe it, then you're not going to buy what I buy. So I can't force you. That's why it doesn't matter, and that's why I'm not a financial advisor, because even I buy 10 grand a suite, it doesn't matter. It's got to make sense to you, right? But this does look bullish to me. Looks like it may come back down maybe 565, 553, possibly one more time. That would be a steal. But this thing is in a huge uptrend, and it's looking bullish. 1125 could be the next target. All right. And let's take a look at the fan funding here and see who threw down on the morning. We've got Supumaku. Happy Sunday, Life. I apologize for my previous super chat. Oh, God bless you, man. No worries. Happy Palm Sunday, everybody. So, it's interesting. That's a diamond, right? And you can see how the diamond, I don't know, kind of strange, right? Like, did it come in from the bottom, so it's got to break down the bottom. And Bitcoin was in one of these just the other day, and it broke out of him, made this similar pattern. I'd like to see Gun kind of get tight here and bounce. If it consolidates, then I'm in there. It's a new project, so it's worth swinging. If Gun can consolidate, Bitcoin gets up on a key support, then we know things have changed, and then bang. If Gun goes sideways, Bitcoin dumps, then we leave it alone. We don't trade all coins, see? And I'm going to be able to be here every single day showing us the environment and finding the right probabilities. We take them if they're there. If we're not, we leave them alone. Bitcoin, what did it do here? 83.5, continuing to dump to the downside. Closed a candle now below, which makes the next candle red again. The dumpage is continuing. We see Bitcoin going lower, likely going through the gap to 82,151. Do not be surprised. It could stop possibly at 82,780, but it's looking bearish to me on BTC. We identified this kind of this complex head and shoulder pattern. I feel like the falling wedge is breaking down. We didn't get the love. Looks like we're going to be somewhere down here now. So be careful. I'll be back tonight to kind of keep you updated on what's happening. Not a lot of opportunity right now on a Sunday. Just, we had options expiry. We had a lot of liquidations. Last week was insane. Okay, and then we're gonna have information coming up this week too. Thursday we've got unemployment at 8:30, and then Wednesday we have. Thought we had something on Wednesday. Core retail sales. Yeah. So Wednesday and Thursday at 8:30 in the morning, we got information coming at us. Okay. Let's take a look at that CME watch tool. Have they changed their tune here on rates? Looks like they're holding strong. But now there's a 60% chance of a rate staying the same, and there's a 39% chance that they may cut the rate. Let's see what happens in June. In June, it starts getting really tipsy-turvy. In June, the highest probability is that they will cut the rates. In July, it almost looks guaranteed that they're going to be cutting the rate. They're talking about 3.7. They're talking about cutting the rate after they cut the rate. In September, there's a chance we get to 3.50. October, it looks like they may start staying flat. And they're starting to flatten out in December. You see 3.2, maybe, it starts to get the higher probability. So looks like 3 rate cuts this year. If we're speculating right now, 1 in June, 1 in July, and 1 in September. At that point, they will, the market will start to rip like it always does. Think about it. October, November, December, we're going to rip. And lo and behold, free money comes into the market. So this is starting to speculate the way I'm looking at it. But again, who knows? But I always try to give you that macro outlook so you can see the method to my madness here. So the 15-minute losing the Tutoring, a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder there. You could see it. We called it out. We saw the bearishness right there. We said we needed to bounce. If not, it didn't look likely. And then we can see our next key level is 82.7, 82,140, and then all the way to 81,350 for Bitcoin. BOOKMAP doesn't have too much liquidity to the downside, but when you look at it here, and there's still this whole crew all set up down here. A lot of liquidity still down to 70,000. So we're not out the water yet, everybody. Still a lot of longs that could get liquidated down there. We must be careful. Shout out, stay blessed, but it looks like a short's in order for the day, just like last Sunday. They dumped it last Sunday. It looks like they're going to dump it again. Interesting. I'll see you all tonight at 8 p.m. I hope I gave you some good insight. I hope this gave you a good education and kept you on your toes and educated you as well on the market. God bless. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not shorting. I'm just staying in my short and my longs, and I'm going to go hang out with my family for the day. I don't spend my day on the markets on Sunday. I spend my day with my kids. I can see, like the other day, though, I opened up that short, spent the day with my kids, came back, and I sold for massive gains. Like, I made a fat boatload. You didn't have to be there all day long. You know what I mean? Everyone thinks they have to stare at the screen all day. You don't have to do that. You just have to have really good analysis. It takes years to get great analysis. Then you have less time. It's like a mechanic. Think about it. A mechanic starts, it takes him a long time to do a lot of stuff. He starts knowing, but the more he knows about an engine, he knows some tips and tricks. Sometimes, he's like, I can just swing the manifold over here, grab that, pop that out. He could do things way quicker than he could his first few years. He's like a magician, basically, the way he can work. And you'll be the same if you keep pushing yourself every single day, if you believe in yourself. I am just a message from God showing you what a human being can do if you stay consistent. Strap my name away from it. Make me anonymous. Just feel my energy. Feel my vibe and say, this is you or I. I am you and you are me. Don't get jealous of my wins. Don't get pissed about my nice suits. Like, say, hey, I could win just as much as this guy. He's just showing me how to win. That's it. He's not being rude. He's not being braggadocious. He's just showing me how good energy flows, baby. I love y'all. I'll see y'all tonight. Have a great day. Enjoy yourselves. Don't let anything get in your mind but positive energy. Good, light, happiness, man. Enjoy today. Today is a blessing. Make it so. I'll see you tonight.